Uh, okay, hi guys. So let's talk. Yes, Neha, I saw the question that you mailed me. I remember that pretty well. So I'll be discussing that question. Okay, don't worry about it. I have a long list of doubts today. So we'll be talking about a lot of things today. Let's see how long we take this session for. So let's first talk about how do you exactly go about mocks. Okay, so mock discussion. Okay, how do you exactly go about a mock? Now, for a mock, you'll have 200 questions, obviously. Now, generally, if we go by CT standards, they'll have 5 questions per set. Okay, this is a general standard of CT. Okay, 5 questions per set. Okay, so you'll have 1 to 5, 6 to 10, etc., etc. Okay, like that you'll have 196 to 200. So you'll have basically 40 sets of 5 questions each. Okay, so of 5 questions each, 40 sets, you'll have 200 questions like that. Okay, now my suggestion for a CET mock is go for a CET mock in 2 rounds, round 1 and round 2. Okay, round 2 I'll talk about in a while. Let's talk what round 1 is all about. Round 1 is all about you doing everything, or rather, let's do it this way. Round 2 is all about DI, verbal when it comes to RC, and obviously visual reasoning. Okay, this is the second round, which means when you see a DI set, a verbal RC, or a visual reasoning set, you leave it. Also, caselets. You leave these questions, you'll not jump into them right away. Okay, so these are the questions that will take a lot of time. These are the areas will consume a lot of time. So let's just find out the number of questions that they have. So DI will have 4 sets of, let's say, 5 questions each, so you give 20 questions. Verbal RC specifically will be of 15 marks, 15 questions. Okay, you'll have visuals, maximum 30 marks. Okay, and you'll have caselets of a maximum 15 marks. So 15, 15, 30, 30, 90, and 60 and 20, 80. So 80 marks, you'll do it later. Okay, 120 marks is what we're looking for in the first round. Okay, 120 marks. We're supposed to get this 120 marks in about 75 minutes. That's the intention. Let's see how we can grab onto this number. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's talk about one of the mocks. Okay, so I'll just take mock 4 as I promised earlier. So I'll be taking mock 4. So let's talk mock 4. Okay, let's go to one questions one by one. So see, all the mocks basically, okay, are more or less similar when it comes to CT, because CT is a very patterned paper. Okay, like for example here, if you see mock 4, the first question itself is a miscellaneous question. 4 out of the 5 are like in certain way: door, wall, window, roof, concrete. Obviously concrete is the answer because the remaining form a part of the house. So you'll have one stupid question like this. Then you'll have lockers, jewelry, go down. I've just mixed every question possible, every analogy question possible in this. Okay, lockers to jewelry, go down is 2. So locker is as good as jewelry. So locker is where you keep the jewelry. So go down is for what? Go down is for basically goods. So yeah, goods. Okay. Then you have one question like this: desk is something, ride is something. How is risk in that code? Okay. So now if I have desk as this particular thing given to me, ride as this. Okay. Now since I have only 2 words, okay, keep in mind when you have, I'll take a new page. When you have 2 words, let's for example, rest and risk. Okay, something like that. Something similar was there, I'm sure. Okay, it was ride and risk, whatever. Ride and desk, okay, whatever. So when you have this kind of a thing, 2 words, okay, and you're supposed to find out risk. So let's say I will try to find out ride here. Obviously I have RIDE. R is here, I is here, D is not there. Okay, so and E is there, but E is here. Okay, in such cases the entire intention is they'll have a direct coding question. Direct coding means in this case, let's see, desk. Look at desk. So D is as good as hash, E is as good as dollar, and you'll follow the same thing. So when you say R is percentage. So start with the percentage. Okay, I'm sure I don't need to explain these kind of questions. Okay, but you're supposed to go to these kind of questions really fast. Now, one of the typical questions again, we've done this handout in done this in the handout of the logical reasoning class that we took, the workshop guys, precisely. Instructions have how many letters in between them in the English alphabet? Okay, what do you mean by this? Now, if you notice carefully, instruction, okay, is a word like this, instruction. Okay, you have to find out how many letters are there in instructions such that they have same number of letters in between them right here. For example, ST. If you look at English alphabet, S and T are next to each other. Here also S and T are next to each other. So one of the pair is ST. Okay, you have to find out how many such pairs are there. Now that not necessarily consecutive adjacent pairs. Okay, you can have something like you know a word, a letter here and a letter here, and they have 5 letters in between. and they actually have 5 letters in between in the English alphabet. Okay, let's understand this. How do you take this forward? Okay, uh, are you guys there? I'll just check how many of you are there. Oh yeah. I got a mail. Chocoholic dude. I got that. Okay, so don't worry. Uh, just a minute. Okay, so there are 9 viewers with us right now. I am sure like it's just 9 o'clock, so people will be joining. Okay, so let's talk further. So what I was saying, I was talking about instruction. Okay, so now let's say you want to find out how many letters are there between instruction and the actual instruction as a word. Okay, how many letters are there, such that they have the same number of letters as in the English alphabet. Okay, so in such cases, as I mentioned earlier, the letters can be like first to last or whatever, first to second last, first to third last. Okay, you have to actually count. So I'll start. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. I didn't get anything in common. Okay, I'm just counting. And understand this. N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. So N, T. Okay, U, V, W. We don't have that. S, T. So we just found that out. S, T. S, T, U, V, W, X. I mean, see, sometimes you have to be very intuitive. Now, since you have S here and you want to go to the end, okay, so S, T, U, V, and then W. So you don't see those letters here. So you just chuck S if you want after S, T. Okay. T, U, V, W, same. I'll just chuck T. R, S, T, U, V. No, I'll just chuck R as well. So U, V, W, obviously, I'll straight away chuck U. I don't have to literally count. The point here is you don't have to literally count every letter. Okay. C, D, E, F, G, no. T, U, V, W, no. I, J, K, no. O, M, no. Okay. Now we have to reverse count. So N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, no. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, no, no. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, no. T, U, V, W, no, you don't have that further. C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So C, I. Okay. U, V, W, X, Y, blah, blah, blah. R, S, T, no. T, U, no. S, T, no. And whatever, no. So the answer is 4. So precisely, okay, here we reach a conclusion where we can say the answer is going to be 4. Okay, and that's correct. Correct answer is 4. Okay, so when you have such a thing, you might take somewhere around 35-45 seconds, but be a little more intuitive than what you are currently. Okay, so you should make a guess like that. Let's move ahead. In a certain code language, fighting is written as whatever, fitting is written in what way. Now, fighting and fitting again is that direct code, because fighting and fitting have all the letters in common between them. Okay, yeah. So need not explain this to you. Certain code language, same thing again. Okay, so all these questions we'll do it in the first round, because these are all sitters. They can solve these questions very quickly. Okay, so yeah, completing the series, you have to like, oh yeah, one more thing before you start a mock. Okay, make sure you write the English alphabet in a rough sheet that has been provided in this manner. So you have E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. Till M you write it. Okay, then you go N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Okay, and obviously U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So you have 26 divided equally 13, 13. So you write it this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then we have a 14 here, 15 here, 16 here, 17, 18, 19, 20. Numbers will help you like pretty much to understand coding in a better way. Okay, so for example, if I have CDE is coded as, let's say, something like HIJ. Okay, now I don't actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just say 3 to 8, which means plus 5. So in that case, what will be NOP, let's say? So plus 5. So 14 plus 5, 19. I have STU straight away. Okay, that's the motive behind writing numbers. Another motive behind writing numbers obviously is when you have a direct reverse coding. Okay, let's say something like BCE. BCE is coded as, let's say, BCE is coded as YX, and let's say E will be V, YXV. What will be the code of GHI or GHK, let's say? Okay, now keep in mind the reverse code of the letter, the numbers will add to 27, not 26. Okay, so I have G7, so I need 20, which is T. Okay, and then you have H, which is 8, so 27 is going to be 19, which is S, and K, which is 11. 27 is going to be 16, which is P. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's how we're supposed to solve these kind of questions. Anyway, so let's look at this forward. So what are you guys saying? What's up? Is question 6 wrong? Okay, I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't check. You want that specifically to ask you? I mean, me to actually like go down to every question and look at it. Okay. Anyway, I think it's a direct code question. Okay, we can go for it. It's a direct code question. It doesn't have anything to do with anything but direct codes, because there are just two strings given to you, and you have two numbers given to you. Yeah. I will explain the strategy and everything. Don't worry. No tukkas, no tukkas. By the way, okay. Keep one more thing in mind, guys. Do not bluff. Okay, because bluffing will not give you anything. Okay, bluffing will not give you marks. So if you have 160 genuine attempts, okay, I'll just explain that round thing to you. Okay, when you have 160 genuine attempts, you'll ideally get 120 because of the accuracy issues, and in 40 tukkas, you'll have 3 to 4 scored only. Okay, keep that in mind on a very ordinary day. Of course, if you're really lucky, you might get a 7 mark here. If you're very lucky, you get 10 here. If you're Mahendra Singh Dhoni, you may get a 20 here. You never know. Anyway, so that's the point precisely. Okay, and you're coming back. So you have 6, 7, 8, 9. All these questions due in the first round. Okay, how much time do you allocate for these kind of questions? 30 seconds to 35 seconds. That's it. That's precisely the motto. That's why I said 120 questions in around 75 minutes. Okay, so a few questions you will be able to solve in 30 seconds, a few in 35 seconds. Okay, and that way you can reach 75 minutes easily and attempt 120 questions. Okay, the rest will be a cakewalk for you. I'll talk about it later. Let's go ahead first. Question number 10 was the same thing, coding. Okay, all that you gotta do is just code. Select one which is different from the other three. So I have 65, 90, 94, 85, and 56. Okay, this is like a odd man out question. Okay, from the other four should be the ideal case. Again, the question is a typo error here. Other three won't be there. It'll be other four. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me here. Okay, I think this question is incorrect, I would say. Okay, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, something like 7 8 would not be like correct answer anyway. So anyway, let's go ahead. So these kind of questions. Now DI, when I see a DI, I just leave DI. I don't even touch DI. Okay. I mean, I just will want to tell you one more thing. Whenever you see, I said round one, you do 120 questions. Round two, you do the 80 questions. They are difficult ones. This much you'll take 75 minutes. Okay, for starters you won't take 75, you'll probably go to 90 minutes. So for this week you may take 90 minutes to finish this, but the intention is by 7th or 8th of this month you should be able to touch 75. Okay, and for this, obviously, if you do 75, you get 75 minutes here, almost a minute a question. Okay, and that's how you increase your attempts, almost a minute a question. But still, if you have DI sets, which you do it by my methods, you'll take less than a minute for one question, obviously. Okay, so there you again save time. So precisely, you have 90 minutes, you have 60 here. So in that case, you'll have to leave a lot of questions. But here, if you reach 75, it's a perfect deal for you. Anyway, let's take it further. So DI, as I mentioned, I won't even touch DI, but however, I'll just take a note of it. Study the graph is a question given to you. Study the graph. Now this goes till what? Question number 25, 1625. All have study the graph. So I'll just take a note of it. 1625 is round 2. So that when I finish my first round, I can just directly jump to 16. Okay, rather than jumping on anything else. Okay, now you have parajumbles, A to F. Okay, now parajumbles, there are some basic rules to follow. Okay, for example, if you look at this parajumble, okay, and just zoom it. I'm not interested in the content right now. Do the devices more important? They are exploring. Now, when I say they are exploring, they are basically talking about something which is already being mentioned. So B cannot be the starting statement. Got the point? Similarly, if you go the dinking digital device, okay, we'll consider this as well. This can be a starting. So A and C can be the starting. D, they have begun to calculate. I mean, they have begun, again a reference. Okay, what sort of tall is all this disruption? What sort of a tall is all this? That's also precisely allowed, because you're describing something, what sort of it this is, and then taking it forward. Over the past 5 years, it can be again a starting word. Okay, now let's just read this. Okay, so we know we're not going to focus on B, and we're not going to focus on D. Okay, now let's look at do the devices. Okay, again, keep that in mind. Normally the parajumbles, they have some basic rules. Okay, they first of all, they cannot be a reference made. The starting sentences cannot be references. Starting sentences are, in a lot of cases, they cannot be questions. They cannot be, okay, they cannot be these things. They cannot be references, they cannot be questions. Okay, and third, the starting points cannot be obviously the same thing as references, but still, okay, they cannot start with the second person pronoun, second or third person pronoun. Okay, it should have something. I mean, I tell you, these three things cannot come in a starting sentence, but they should have something descriptive. Like if I want to talk about numbers, I'll start with something like, numbers is an organization that was founded in 2013. So I'll have this kind of a start first, and then the reason behind the founder was Rohan Rawal, something like that. Okay, so I have to have a descriptive thing. So I'll ignore the questions also. Let's go to this. Let's go to the third one, and the uh, E and A are questions because they have do and what. Okay, let's go to the third one. The dinging digital device that allow us to connect and communicate so readily also disrupt our work, our thoughts, and what little is left to our private lives. Okay, now they are talking about digital devices. Okay, look at A and look at E for a while. Do the devices that make it possible to do so many things truly raise our productivity and merely help us spin our wheels faster? Now this is a question made. Okay, so this definitely cannot be the starting sentence, because there's a question about, do the devices make it possible, which means we have to have a description about a device, which is there in option C. Okay, let's look at E for a while. What sort of toll is all this disruptor and mental challenge switching taking our ability to think clearly and work effectively and function as healthy human beings? Okay, perfectly fine, looks cool. So everywhere the reference is made about devices, digital devices, so the option has to be, the first sentence will be C. Okay, so when you have the question first sentence, yeah, C, correct. So first sentence is C. Okay, let's say the second sentence. What do you think the second sentence should be? You guess. Okay, let's see if somebody can guess. Are you there? Just checking you guys. Where are you? uh it is not clear. What is not clear? You have to buffer it. I mean, you have to just like what do you call that, broadcast it. I'm broadcasting it at 720p. Okay, so you might just like want to take it at 720p. It'll be more precise, I would say. Okay, matrix arrangement takes more time. Unable to watch it. I have a doubt in serving circular puzzles. Please buffer it. Please, I've buffered it. I've buffered it pretty well and pretty for a long time now. Okay, it's been very long now. Uh, just wait for a while. Whoever cannot watch it, I think your HD support is not there. It seems. Just try to change the quality of the video from here settings. Okay, change the quality to. Uh, there are a lot of options. Okay, I think 480 should be perfectly fine. Quality should 480 here, or 360 should be okay. Okay, otherwise you must be watching on auto or 144. That's why you're getting issues with the view of it. Okay, so yeah, I'm solving your queries. I'm just going through one mock. So let me just finish that first for a while. Okay, and then I'll go to your query. So yeah, we were talking parajumbles. Okay, so about second sentence, which was second sentence. Now, I told you they've spoken about digital devices that allow to connect and communicate. Okay, now they'll have, now whenever you have an opening line. Okay, this is the first line. This is the description. Okay, once you have the description in place, the next line has to be a reinforcement of the same description. Okay, so now we're talking negative about so ready disrupt our work, our thoughts, and what little is left for our private lives. So it's talking about an explanation of digital device, which is a negative way. It's talking about one of the cons. It disrupts our work, our thoughts. This will be a reinforce. Okay, so if you notice carefully, where do you have a reinforce? Do these devices make it possible anything in one to raise our productivity merely? Yeah, this is a reinforcement, but the reinforcement should be disruption of our work, our thoughts, and what is little left. Okay, so disruption should be I mean, the reinforcement must be on the content provided in this case. The content is about it disrupts the work and effective work and function, which is productivity in a way, but ability to think clearly should be challenged. Work effectively is, I'm so sorry, disrupts our work, so our thought and what is little left. Okay, yeah, so if it disrupts our work, our thoughts, and little what is left, it should have a continuation. What sort of toll is all disruption, mental challenge switching, taking our ability to think clearly? So I think E is perfectly fine because it reinforces the entire idea. Okay, now you tell me what will be the third sentence. Anyone? Try. Okay, now they should have a reinforcement of that again. Okay, so now they're talking about what the sort of disruption and mental challenge switching taking a ability to think clearly, work effectively as healthy human beings. You tell me what are the third statement. Okay, so this is how you basically solve parajumbles and take it forward from there. Okay, I'm sure you can do this very easily. I mean, I'll just tell you, third sentence is obviously A, because a question asked here can be again a reiteration of the same question. So third sentence can be A. Okay, fourth sentence would be the answers to these questions. Okay, so they have begun to calculate pulses. D would be the fourth sentence, and over the past will be the fifth sentence, and more important is the sixth sentence. All right, so let's not give a lot here because I'm not going to be like solving everything. Okay, as such, I'll just give you an overview. So precisely, parajumbles is around one thing. Okay, because it gives you like, we just have to focus on two things. I'll just summarize parajumbles for you. Number one, the introduction should not be these things. Okay, normally it's not questions too, unless the question is descriptive. Okay, the introduction has to be something that describes certain things. Description is the introduction. The next will be the reinforcement of the same. The next will be the reinforcement of the same. So you have a question, then we had another question. Okay, and the next would be the answers to these questions, and the next would be another answer to this question, and finally would be therefore some conclusion. Okay, that's how the parajumble will always flow. So you can give around 2.5, 3 minutes to this and solve. You get 5 questions in the bag, so that's not a worry at all. Are we clear? So yeah, let's go ahead. All right, so where was I? Yeah, all right, correct. Now this is grammar. Now grammar in CET is so easy. It's so easy. You can actually refer. Okay, you can actually refer to, let's say, something like English is easy. You don't have a lot of time for it right now. Okay, but I still say do some exercises of basic grammar. Okay, don't go for some rules of parallelism and all that things you have to learn in CAT. Okay, don't go for it. It's a very simple and a straight thing. Okay, all that you have to do is just make it sound correct. Okay, now normally in CET you will have all those questions that don't sound correct to you. Okay, sounding correct is basically making blunders. Okay, like for example, something like, where was I? Correct here. So we're talking about again visual reasoning. Obviously I'll chuck this. I don't want this I don't want to solve this right now. Where did the verb will go? 1 second. Okay, so got the point. Parajumbles is perfectly okay. Okay, now here, yeah, in any serious investigation, all the points of suspicion should check properly. I mean, should check properly misses something called B should be checked properly. Okay, so I told you. Okay, should be checked properly. It should be a past tense. Okay, because they are giving you the thing in the past. All the points should be checked properly. Okay, the circumstances in which he succumbed below pressure. You don't succumb below pressure. You succumb to pressure. Okay, neither. Keep that in mind. You don't succumb under pressure. By the way. Okay, succumb is a word which is followed by to all the time. Okay, you don't have succumb below, you don't have succumb under, you have succumb to pressure. Okay, because succumb is like giving up, so you give up to something. Okay, yeah, all human beings are vulnerable to, no problem, vulnerable to is perfectly fine. The same thing, succumb, vulnerable is giving up. Okay, so you get, I mean, I'm sure they're not directly like synonyms, but the tendency is same, the intent is the same. How did the burglar got into the bank is a mystery. He did not got into the bank because you're already using a past tense called did. So when you use a did, you obviously use a present tense. Okay, so did get in the bank. Okay, so the answer will be option 1. Yeah, that's fine. And one more. What most people think right cannot be said, cannot be necessarily and whatever. So cannot be necessarily right. Necessary and right is not the point. Okay, necessarily is an adverb used. Okay, you have to use that adverb to re-emphasize, to reinforce. Cannot be said to be necessarily right. Okay, because you're using a right at the end. Yeah, I'd give you the best way to solve these kind of questions is just look at the options and try to fit in. Just in case if a verbal is very weak, you can do that. Okay, otherwise it's all cool. Yeah, Dheeraj, perfectly fine. Dheeraj, you're doing great. That's perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay, excellent. Yeah, we will come to those arrangements and all those questions just a minute after a while later, because right now I'm just like tell you what is round 1, what is round 2 all about. Visual reasoning I won't look at. Okay, don't even touch visual reasoning for now. Okay, so I know that question number is from what question to what question. Just a minute. Question number 40 till question number 40. So 36 to 40 again, I'll just make a note or over there. So 36 to 40 is the next thing I'm going to solve. So right here, 1625, 36 to 40. These questions I'm going to come to later. Okay. So if you want, you have time. My ex students used to do all this. Okay. They made it to JB and they made it really big out there. Arjun Vishwanath, Parthamesh Demla, Aniri Dand. Okay. Anybody, even Rima, Abhishek Rathi, they're going to come this weekend to my class. Saturday they're coming. Okay. So if you want to meet them, you can come too. Okay. In fact, they used to write this down. 1625 is basically what was 1625? It was this was visual reasoning, and 1625 is DI. Correct. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's come back. So visual, I won't check. I won't see at all. Okay. I won't scare myself at the start. Now, beautiful. We'll do DS always. Okay. DS is a very simple topic. Okay. Because the advantage in DS is, if you know, you don't have to find the answer. You don't have to find the answer. You just have to check if it'll get you the answer. Okay, just check if it'll get you the answer. Let's So what is the code for sky? Now I'm hunting for sky. So I'll see one. I mean, see the rule of data sufficiency is check for the statements individually, then mix them. Even if then you don't get the answer, then it cannot be answered by any of them. Okay. So let's understand what exactly I meant here. Okay. What is the code for sky? Now I see sky here, but I see another words with sky. So I'll say first one cannot answer. Make it clear. Doesn't matter. Now I'll combine both. I have clear in both, so I can get clear's code. If I had it in both, I would have got sky's code, but I don't have it in both, so the answer is cannot be determined. You cannot find out what are the codes for sky, okay? Because I'll explain this to you again. First statement I'll see alone. So sky is clear. The sky is clear, but is clear. I don't know what is the code. Make it clear. So clear is there in both, but is not there in both. If clear and is both were in both, I would have eliminated these two and got this code for sky. Okay, so the answer is cannot be determined even using both. Have a look at this. How is Mohan related to Divya? So I need to know Mohan and Divya. So I'll see the statement first. Mohan is the only son of Divya's mother-in-law. Now, these kind of blood relationship questions always start from the back. So I'll say, I'll just write it down for you. Only son of Divya's mother-in-law. Okay. Now, who's Divya? Start from behind. Always start from behind. So start from here. Who's Divya's mother-in-law? Mother-in-law. Okay. Your husband's mother. Only son of your husband's mother is going to be your husband. So Mohan is the husband of Divya. Okay. And one can answer the statement. Okay. Two anyway cannot answer the statement because there is no reference of Divya. Once a statement can answer the question, that statement is not supposed to be reconsidered. So one can do it. Now for two, I just have to consider only two. I have to check if only two can give me the answer. If only two cannot give me the answer, then it's gone. Only one can answer. All right. And don't, guys, one more thing. Don't come up with a stupid thing that, who's Divya as a female or what, and like what Mohan is a male or what. Obviously, Mohan is a male and Divya is a female. Come on, don't be so stupid. Okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead. So I'm sure DS is something you can take care of again. Not a big deal. Okay. Uh, Same as all logical reasoning based DS. So you can just go ahead. Have a look at this. In the following series, two numbers are wrong. Now this is a very typical series. Okay, it used to come early on. Now they don't have this anymore, but still they can have it. Okay, so I'll explain you one of the questions. One of the numbers is wrong by exactly plus minus one. Other is wrong by a bigger margin. Find the wrong number with the bigger margin. So I'll just write the numbers down. It's 3, 5, 7, 21, 38, 55. So I'll write down 3, 5, 7, 21. We have 13. 13. 3, 5, 7, 13. 21, 38 and 55. I'm aware of these numbers, by the way. They're very beautiful numbers. They're called, they have a name for it, by the way. They're called the Fibonacci series. Okay. So yeah, so I'll start with this 3, 5. So the next will be Fibonacci is basically adding the previous two and getting the next one 8. Add the previous two, you get 13. Add the previous two, you get 21. Add the previous two, you get 34. Add the previous two, you get 55. Now, if you notice carefully, these numbers are right in place. They don't change. They're not fluctuating. There are two numbers that are wrong. This is wrong by plus or minus one, which means the range should be only one or less one or more one. But this, however, is wrong by is actually not in place by a higher margin because it should have been 34, but it's 38. So the huge margin mismatch. So the answer is definitely 38. Yeah. So 38 is the answer. That suits. Let's go ahead. 4251. I know. I'm coming there. Everybody. Yes. I'll be giving tips, sir, and questions. How many digits are there in as many natural number series? Same thing, Mandvi. You don't have to change that. Are we supposed to consider from left to right? Yes. Both ways, Mandvi. Okay. How about 3 for that? I don't know what you're talking about. Idle time given to PJs. I'm taking 3.5 minutes. 3 to 2.5 is fine, as I mentioned. Okay. Keep following it. Okay. Come back. So same you'll go for, let's say one more example, 4, 3, 2, 3, 6, 18, 45. Now what do you do in number series, by the way? I don't know what you do exactly because half of you are not my students, but I'll give you a technique here. 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 6, 18, 45, 6, 18, 45, and then we have 157.5. 157.5. Now have a look. Now that's a very typical series again. Now these are very basic focuses, by the way. Okay, guys. So you have to check for these kind of things like into 3. This is also into 3. Something into 3, but this is not into 3. So first we're going to a smaller number, then we are suddenly bigger. Okay. So it must be a successive multiplication series which starts like this: into 0.5, into 1, into 1.5, into 2, into 2.5, into 3, etc. Let's see. Start with that. We have 4. 4 into 0.5 is 2. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 1.5 is 2 into 1.5 is 3. Okay. Then you have 3 into 2 is 6. 6 into 2.5 is 15. 15 into 3 is 45. And 45 into 3.5 is 157.5. So yeah, all the numbers playing good except for 18 and 15. They have a huger mismatch. So the answer is definitely 18. Okay. So that's how you do these kind of questions. So just try finishing like these things very quickly. Okay. DI again, we'll chuck this. DI is now 52 to, I mean, always you'll see 5 questions in sync. So just keep chucking them off. Okay. 52 to 56. Okay. 52 to 56 is DI. So I'll just write it down. 52 to 56 again. I'm going to do it later. Again, these 5 questions of DI, I'll be doing it later. So not a worry at all. Anyway, come back. So now you have this question and ratio. I mean, now you have quant, it seems. Yeah. Now you have quant. Quant do not even spare. Quant do not even spare more than, I'll tell you, the ideal time for quant questions is around 30 to 40 seconds per question. Okay. So we'll not give more than 30 to 40 seconds per question. Okay. In quant. Keep that in mind. Okay. All right. So come back. Okay. Let's do quant then. In that case, let's start with this. In the ratio of boys and girls is 3:2. When 6 more girls join, this becomes 6:5. Find what is the number of boys in school. Okay. So boys and girls initially. Now this kind of question, you just play with numbers. Boys is 3:2. So what do you mean by boys is 3:2? Boy and girl is 3:2. So I have boys thing. In the options, boys must be a multiple of 3. You have to find the number of boys, and all 3 are multiples of 3. Cannot be determined is removed because you can determine these answers. Okay, so multiple of 3. Let's start with 24. If boys are 24, girls are 16. Okay, 6 more girls are joining, so girls become 22. Okay, so boys still rate 24. Is this 6:5? No, so 24 is not the answer. Okay, let's take another option. Let's take another option for that matter. You have 30. 30. If 30 is boy, 20 is girl. Okay, if 30 is boy, 20 is girl. And if 6 more girls join, it becomes 26. Is it not again 6:5? Because if 5 should be 25 and not 26. Let's take 42. If 42 is the number of boys, just a minute, I'll just shut this down. Okay, if 42 is the number of boys, the number of girls is going to be 3:2, right? So 42 is the number of boys, 28. If 6 more girls join, it's going to be 34. It is still not 6:5. So check it. The answer is none of these. Yeah. Very simple. 30-second question. All these questions are 30-second questions. Okay. Question 48. I'll come to that. I'll come to individual doubts later. Just give me a moment. X square minus 7x plus 12. Okay. Find the value of x. That's too stupid. Okay. X square minus 7x plus 12 is going to be 3 and 4. And that's the answer. Okay. You can just solve that quadratic. You can follow my quadratic video down there. Boat running downstream covers 10 kilometers in 2 hours. So downstream speed is going to be 5 kilometers an hour. While coming back upstream, data is missing precisely. There should be some data here. Anyway, so let it be. Article when sold at 4,500 incurs 10% lot. What should be 10% profit? Now, what is loss, by the way? Loss is basically 90. So if 90 is 45, basically I'll take 9. 9 is much better a number than 90. 9 is 45. 11 is going to be 55. And that's the answer. So you sell it at 10% profit is going to be 5500. So it's that easy. Okay, so I'll leave the visual reasoning aside for a while. Each of these figures is 61 to 70. So I'll make a note of that. 61 to 70 is visual reasoning. I'm not going to touch it right now. Okay, so halfway down the paper, almost, we're 70. 2 of them either similar meaning or opposite meaning, mark them. So 2 should be similar or opposite. Now if you notice her, benevolent, malevolent, equivalent, unsympathetic. Now CET will give you very basic vocab words. Don't worry about it. Okay, you don't have to go word power for CET. Okay, so obviously the answer is benevolent and malevolent, and that's precisely A, B. They're opposites. Okay, irresponsible, ambitious, unmotivated, dependence. Ambitious, unmotivated is the answer, obviously. Reliance, offending, unreasonable, dependence. Obviously, reliance and dependence is synonym. Okay, rest all is pretty straight. Unreasonable, not associated at all. Crafty, idle, cunning, interacting. Okay, you have definitely crafty and cunning as antonyms. Okay, Actually, they're synonyms. Sorry for that. Okay. Next, if we go for decent, innocent, guilty, adolescent. Now, see, you got these kind of words, very simple and stupid words. So, innocent and guilty, like antonyms, complete antonyms. Okay, very distant from each other. Notorious, luminous, envious, jealous. So, you have envious and jealous is the same thing, synonym. Okay, envy. Envy is basically jealousy when it comes to somebody else, and jealousy when it comes to yourself. Okay. Uh, Actually, they are technically speaking they're same. Okay, lively, sluggish, boredom, heavy. So obviously you have lively and sluggish as antonyms again. Envisage, expect, demand, foresee. Okay, what do you think in this? It is definitely envisage and foresee, because envisage is basically uh, to predict something, to foresee something coming. Okay. All right, so I think we can take care of that too. All right, come to this. This is a nice one. Okay, it's called inequality based coding. Okay, a lot of you have doubts in this, I'm sure, a lot of times. So we'll take one of the questions, new page, and we'll talk. At the rate is neither greater nor equal to, which means at the rate is smaller than. You just scribble this down, in a rough sheet that you have. At the rate is less than. Hash means neither greater nor smaller, which means hash is neither greater nor smaller equal to. Okay. Dollar means not greater than, which means dollar is less than equal to. All right. Percentage is not smaller than, which means percentage is more than equal to. Next, star means neither smaller nor equal to, which means star is more than, neither smaller nor equal to. Okay. Now, once you have this written, you just go f at the rate g, g dollar k. Now, f at the rate g dollar k. You write it this way, okay? Because I have to switch screens. You don't have to switch screens in CET. You can just write it directly. F at the rate k%h. Now keep in mind, whenever you have two signs which are going opposite in this manner or in this manner, or any change of sign, so you have less than, less than, less than, suddenly greater than, this guy, whoever he is, cannot have any associations with any of these guys. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here we have less than equal to, more than equal to. Okay, so they cannot have connections as such. You'll see the conclusions. G at the rate h. What is G? Is G less than H? Can't say, because G is less than K and K is less than H. We cannot say about G and H. G percent H. G percent H is, percent is basically greater than equal to. Yeah. See, these are the only two possibilities. Either G has to be less than, or G has to be greater than or equal to. So all is covered. So the answer is either or. Either statement one or two follows. All right. Because you have both the relationships valid here. Okay. That is very straightforward one. Let's put one more. R dollar M. M hash N. So I'll say R dollar M. So I'll say R less than equal to M. M hash K, if I'm not wrong. M hash N. Sorry. M hash N. M equal to N. Okay. And then I have K percent K star K star N star K. N star K. No, K star N, sorry. K star N, which means K is less than N. So K is less than N. K is greater than N. Sorry, that way. Okay, so it's straightforward. It's a very nice one. Doesn't have any change of signs, by the way. Look at them. They're less than, equal to. So everything is all cool and nice. So let's start. R at the rate J. R at the rate J. Can I say R is less than, sorry, J? Okay, J is not mentioned. I think it should be K. Yeah, it should be K. Yeah, it should be K. So it's, instead of J, it's K actually. R at the rate J. R at the rate K. Is R less than K? Yes, because R, even if it's less than equal to M, be it equal to M also, be it equal to N also, but N is less than K, so R is less than K. So J is actually K. And K dollar R, K dollar R is, K is greater than equal to R? No, K is greater than R. Okay. So the answer is one follows, two doesn't. Yeah. I hope that's pretty ordinary. Okay. Everybody and anybody can do this. Okay. So not a big deal. I'll explain one more question, by the way, to you. Yeah. One more. Let's have a look at one more question. D percent E. So I'll say D percent E. So what is percent, by the way? D percent E. So percent is more than equal to. So D more than equal to E. All right. Next is, they're saying E at the rate M. So E less than M. And then the next is they're saying M dollar L. So I have M dollar L. M is less than equal to L. Are you clear? Let's move forward. Let's look at, now here you see a change in sign, by the way. This is greater than equal to, there is less than. Both are there. Right? L dollar E. L more than equal to E. M more than E, M less than equal to L, can't say, because L more than equal to E. M percent star D, M star D, M more than D, M more than D, can't say with a change in sign. So none follows. All right. One more. K dollar V. K dollar V is this. V dollar F. V dollar F is this. And F star B is this. Change in sign. One change in sign. Cannot conclude anything between V and B. Second conclusion is gone. K at the rate B. K less than B. Cannot conclude anything between K and B also. Okay, so V and B cannot conclude. K and B cannot conclude with the change in sign. All right. Next. J star H. J star H. So you have J more than H. H dollar F. H dollar F. So you have H dollar F. S less than equal to F. And then finally you have F hash R. F equal to R. So less than equal to F and F equal to R. All right. So I'm sure you're getting all this like very much in place. Okay. So change in sign is here. So you cannot conclude J and F. Cannot conclude J and R. Let's see if you have J and F. You have J and R in the first. So we'll not even look at that. You understand? That's the trick here. We don't even look at it. H percent R. What is H percent R? H more than equal to R. Can you say H more than equal to R? Yes, because H is no. You cannot say that because H is less than F and F is equal to R. So I cannot say that. Okay. That's precisely the point. Yeah. Let's move forward. Let's see what are you saying now. All right, sir. 48 and 50. Yes, I'll do that. Question 48. I'll do that. Is this 4321? 42326 is 4323. Yeah, 42 50. And always get confused in inference and conclusion. I'm giving you a lot of tips on it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Just chill for a while. Let me just finish this. So I'm sure this inequality is clear. Now this is a caselet. 86 to 90. 5 questions straight on caselet. So I'll just make a note. 86 to 90. We're gonna solve it later. These are caselets. So you understand, because you're doing all these questions that don't deaccelerate your speed, that keep your speed like intact right there. Okay, you actually get the momentum in a while later. You understand that? So my point is precisely, don't look at caselets, visual reasoning, and all these questions at the start, because they will hamper your speed. They'll reduce your speed. Okay. In fact, when you solve 75 questions, the thing that I wrote here is, when you solve the 120 questions, 75 minutes, the momentum that you'll have after this, the speed that you'll have after this, will be like horrible, as in a good way, obviously. Yeah. So quant obviously is like one liners and 1 seconders and stuff. So let's see. Some committees to be formed. 7 women, 5 men professors, 4 men, 2 women readers, 11 women lecturers, 10 women lecturers, given conditions. If you have 5 questions here, I'm sure. Yeah. Yes, you have 5 questions. Yeah. Committee of 10, 5 men, 5 women. Just count number of men. So I have how many men? I have 5 men here. Plus 4, 9. Plus 10, 19. Count the number of women. 11, 2, 13, and 7, 20. So it'll be 19 C5 into 20 C5. Option 2. Yeah, you don't have to calculate. Such things you don't have to calculate. Okay. Committee of 6 professors and at least 2 men are there. Okay. Now 6 professors you want, right? You need at least 2 men. At least 2 men will be 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, 5 men, 6 men. Yeah. So 6 professors, at least 2 men. Okay. Like, this is a nice one. So total number of professors that we have is, I'll just explain this to you. We have 7 men and we have 7 women, and we have 5 men. So we have 7 women professors and 5 men professors. Now when you have this, you select at least 2 men. At least 2. Okay. So how do you go about it? Now, either a committee can have no men, 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, or 5 men. Now you decide what is easier, doing this way or doing this way. Okay. So when I say at least 2 men, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 4 can be the number of men possible. Okay. Accordingly, the number of women will change. We need how many people? We need 6 people. Okay. According number of women will change. So either you want to do it this way, that you do like total is 12 C6 because I have 12 people, minus none men selected is all women, 7 C6, and basically 5 women and 1 man. Okay, so what I'm doing is here is 0 men because I have no 5 here. Here is 1 man. Okay, 1 man, sorry, 0 man, sorry. All right, and just subtract. So 12c6 is a little time consuming to calculate, or you have to go the other way around. You select 2 men, 3 men, 4 men, and 5 men. That's, I think that's time consuming. This is much better. So 12c6 minus 7c6 is straightforward. 7c6 7. This is like 7c2. 7c2 is 21. 21 into 5 105. 105 minus 7 10a 1 like 112 you to subtract from the total. Okay, so the answer should end in 8 because this is going to have a 0 at the back, I'm sure. Okay, fine. So okay, answer will end in 2. I'm sorry. So this is 7 and this is going to be 21 5s or 105. So 112 and then you subtract and you get the answer. So I think this is very straightforward. I think you can do it. Okay, just 12c6 calculate karo. A committee of 25 in all lecturers, the remaining seats are professors and readers. Same thing. I mean, I don't. This is just combination question again and again. Okay. Come to assumptions. Okay. Assumptions. The rules are pretty clear. Ask a question why. If you get the answer, it's an assumption. Challenge the premise, and you can get back to refer back to my assumptions video for one if you want to like go in detail. I'll start. So here we have something like anybody found in use of unfair means will be debarred from all the further examinations. Okay. So anybody found will be debarred. So why are you saying this? Why are you giving an ultimatum? Why ultimatum? Because such practices happened before. One thing. That's why I give an ultimatum. I don't give ultimatums like this in my class because all my students are very sweet. Okay. So that's one thing. So a good number of students are found involved in unfair means yes, that is fine. So 2 is an assumption for sure. Hence, for the students may refrain from using the unfair practices. That is why they're asking you to do so. Okay. The intent behind the ultimatum is they wanted to stop. Okay. They want that to stop, and that's why they're giving you an ultimatum. So precisely the answer is both follow. Okay. I'll look at the next one. Visit our showroom for quality products. Advertisement. Whenever an advertisement, people will respond. People pay attention. Product advertises in demand. Majority of people are interested in buying only good quality garments. And now the word only is a little scary, but I would say majority is, actually majority is like, if you notice carefully, there is only here, okay? But majority they say, okay? That's why it's fine, okay? It's not exclusive as such. So understand? So only is not really eliminated every time. You can have only if the set itself has been minimized. So majority can be anything. Majority can be 60%, 50%. Anything beyond 50% is majority, okay? That's precisely okay. Word quality product may attract customers. Yes, they are using that. So both are implicit. Next, all children up to the age of 12 years should be brought to civic health center survey at least one for free checkup. Okay, so they're talking free checkup. People largely prefer healthcare centers run by civic authorities. Now, that's not necessarily true. Children up to the age of 12 are susceptible to from various diseases. Yes, that's the intention behind. So that's the answer. Only 2 follows. There should be a common board examination for the entire country conducting HSC. The opinion expressed by a group of parents and students. So there should be a common board exam. Yeah, there should be, like, you should have a common board. So you shouldn't have different boards like CBSE, ICSE. Everything should be common. So why they're saying so? What do you think? Why must they think so? Why do these guys say so? Let's see. Various exams board may have varying evaluating standards. Yes, that's the reason behind. Students passing through sister boards may have a disadvantage taking admission profession, but yes, that's what happens with CAT students. Okay, so 2 follows. 1 also follows. The answer has to be 5 and not 2. Okay. Basic knowledge of computer operations is necessary. Officers having knowledge is necessary. What do you think? Officers having knowledge of computer operations may perform to desired level. Yeah, that's precisely why they're asking for a condition that they're giving. Okay. The reason behind this condition here is the same thing. There may not be adequate number of applications. No, this is not possible because if they're asking for a basic knowledge of computers, there has to be a mass to cater to. So you cannot go the other way around. So you cannot go negative in assumption. Keep in mind, assumption in any verbal reasoning question, don't be extremist, be an utopian. Okay, be a utopian, by the way. It means that you should always be nice and think like good things. Okay, one of the doubts that you guys had posted on my assumptions video was about the same thing, so I said the same thing. Okay, don't give it like too harsh. Okay, so don't expect the other way around. Don't say that there may not be the adequate number. So you advertise for something, it's like there may not be enough consumers for the shop. No, not necessary. The intention of advertisement has to be safeguarded from the advertiser point of view and not from the customer or a competitor's point of view. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, so let's move ahead. This is all the same thing. LR is something that I don't really like feel like teaching sometimes. It's very, very stupid. Okay, now let's see what is this. This is data sufficiency, but this is quant based. Let's talk. Okay, let's do a couple of questions. What is the value of two-digit number? Okay, what is the value of two-digit number? So we don't know the value. We'll have to find the value. So you have a what question and you have a how question. Okay, or you have an is question. Okay, so what is basically you'll have to find the value. Okay, what is wh, which, what, everything. Okay, so what is the value? Product is 0. Can you do anything about that? Product is 0. There are a lot of numbers like that, right? 60, 70, 20, 25 also. I'm so sorry. No, 25, 25 is 10. Okay. One of the digits is 6. If one of the digits is 6, 60 is possible, but 06 is also possible. So are they telling a two-digit number? Yes, they are. So the answer is 60. So the answer question can be answered by both together, not by individual, however. And that's it. What is the value of two-digit number? Product of digits is 0. The difference between digits is 9. So product is 0, which means 70, 80, 90. Okay. Here is 0, and the difference is 9 too. So the answer is the question can be answered by using both, but not by individuals. All right. Uh, okay. The difference of digits, actually speaking, difference between 9 itself. Okay. There's only one way where difference can be 9, because if one digit is 1, the difference of 9 has to be 10. 10 is not a digit anymore. Yeah. So difference of 9, which means has to be 0 and 9. Okay. And that's why 2 alone is sufficient. So see, this is like a trap, sometimes. Okay. Next question. What is the value of a two-digit number? Difference is 4. Now difference 4 is fine. Product of digits 0, so you have to have both. Okay, because difference of 4 can be observed in a lot of numbers. The difference is 9. Done. Okay, so we can do the first itself. Okay, let's look at the second statement. However, sum of two digits is 9 and one of the digits is also 9. If sum of 2 is 9 and one of them is also 9, the other is 0. Such a stupid one. Okay, anyway, but good one enough. Okay, so like that, you can actually, how much percent on selling a product? How much percent profit? Okay, total profit was 175. A rebate of that much was given to you. Okay, now understand this. Okay, so total profit 175. Okay, if total profit is 175 rupees, okay, we can say profit is 175. Now we need CP to get the profit percent, but they're saying rebate is given. Rebate is basically MRP and you've reduced the price, but you've got SP, and this percent is 1.25. So in any way we cannot go to CP. So the answer is we cannot find the value even by using both the statements. So are you guys there? Why did you multiply 5C1? Okay, which one is very time consuming, Omar? Question 48. Okay, just like rephrase that, please. Rephrase that for me, Umar. Just tell me in detail. Write everything in one line itself. Okay, because I need to search for your messages across. Anyway, so come here. Blah blah. You can do this. I'm very simple. To 10 questions again. You've got sorted. Okay, pie chart. We'll talk later. Okay. Anything that has something like pie charts and DI, we'll just skip it and just note the question number down. So I think the question number is in this case 116 to 120. Yeah, so I'll just make a note of that. So 116 to 120 is something that we are not solving right now. 116 to 120. Oh, we are like 3/4 way the paper. So DI. So if you notice, all right, let's move ahead. Which different one first figure? Okay, fine. Again, you have visual reasoning till 125. I'm sure. Yeah, 125 and beyond. Sorry. No, not beyond. Course of action we have. So 121 to 125 is VR visuals. We're not solving that right now. Okay. So now look at this statement. Number of students suffering from depression during the exam days is increasing ever. Now, what do you do for course of action? You can just go back to my video and check, but still I'll just give you the rephrase of it. It should solve the problem immediately almost, if not too far-fetched. Okay. So immediate solving the problem. It shouldn't be harsh. It cannot be harsh. Okay. You have to follow the utopian thing, and it should be feasible. It should be viable. Okay. All right. Let's look at it. Number of students suffering from depression during exam is increasing year after year. So what to do? Schools and colleges set up counseling centers. Yeah, that's okay. Perfectly fine. Effort should be made to minimize the pressure from parents and society. I think both follow. Yeah. So reduce pressure from parents and society. Like, for example, I personally wouldn't want to pressurize anybody under me. Okay, so that's precisely the answer. So both follow. Computers have become a part of life, and getting a job without computers become very difficult. So what to do now if computers have become really important part? Computer subjects should be made compulsory in school levels. Yes. Students should advise join computer class simultaneously while pursuing college education. Not necessarily follows, because joining a computer class may have financial issues. Okay, it is not. I would say it's not feasible for everybody. So that feasibility followed, and that's why it doesn't follow. Okay, with the change in value system, money assumes topmost importance nowadays, ultimately leading to criminal activities. Okay, social service organizations should make special efforts to propagate the importance of ethical values over money. What do you think? There is a change in value system. The problem here is the change in value system, and that's the reason money is assuming the topmost importance. So what to do now? Okay, you tell me. I'll just zoom this if you can't see this. Okay. Social services should make special efforts to propagate the importance. Yes, it follows. Print and electronic media should be advised to give special emphasis on impacts of, yeah, the both of them are there. Like you might have seen this popular YouTube videos going on social media and social changes and all that. Like, oh my God, this is like a situation you might have never faced this before. After watching this video, you might feel like kind of videos. Okay, they're all great. I forgot they have a name for it. Okay, so I forgot. It's a social. You call it something. Okay. Anyway, with improving financial status of urban parents, majority of children are pampered and difficult to struggle. Okay, so now it's like an anti question number 127, 126, 128, 129. This question. So they're saying now because they are improving financially, they're getting pampered. Okay, and that is changing. They're helping them. They do not face the adversities. Like when I was filling the SPGen form with my students, half of them were like, "I don't have any adversity in life, so what to do?" Okay, something like that. So parents should prepare themselves to orient their child to face difficult situations in formative years. Yes. Parents should encourage the children to manage all their affairs. No, yes, I think both follows. So that's perfectly okay. All right, so both of them are feasible options. Okay, many sports person today are more like something in the previous question, something like parents should throw the children out when they turn 16 or 17 is not follow. It doesn't follow because it's harsh. Okay, keep that in mind. Many sports person today are attracted to more and more glamour than the sport they pursue. So Virat Kohli we're talking about. Okay, sports person. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, Virat has been like brilliant cricketer over the past years. I mean, he deserves the glamour. Okay, sports person should not be permitted to act as models or a brand ambassador. No, this is a little harsh. If they want to, they should. Okay, it's their personal choice. Sports person should get paid higher compensation for achievement in sports. Yes, I mean, in a way, they should be paid higher. I mean, we're talking all sports person. We're not just talking cricketers here. Okay, they should be paid higher. But this is something which is very, very straightforward. You can easily tackle this, I'm sure. 131 and beyond. Okay, the decision making, there's nothing important and nothing personal about it. 111 to 115, all I got wrong. 117, it wouldn't be either in 127. 127. 127 wouldn't be either. No, Zeal, no question, no, nothing is either or. I mean, you stayed at places, but nothing goes either or. And what do you think? Either or because it's not viable. It's precisely not viable to do so. Okay, that's why it cannot be either or. Okay, Zeal. So I hope you understand. Yeah. So it cannot be either or. Yeah. Anyway. So all right, come. Let's move ahead. So let's go to the mock again. So this is like easy. 10 questions you have, and after like 3-4 questions, you actually remember the options as well. So this is fine. Yeah, fill in the blanks. I think you can tackle by yourself. I taught this to you in class as well. So these all questions should not take more than 35 seconds. Okay, per question. So in the following numbered. Okay, okay. Let's go. Let's do this. There's a little serious problem in my groups and everywhere. So let's talk syllogisms. Okay, for a while. Uh, some chairs are tables, some tables are drawers. So I'll have some chairs. Keep in mind there is 3 diagrams. One is some, this is no, and this is all. That's it. Some not is the same as this, by the way. Okay, so don't just go into like negating it and all. You don't have a time for this. For idle time taken for this kind of question should be around 30 seconds. Okay, not more than that. Some chairs are tables, so I'll quickly draw a chair and table. Okay, keep in mind if it is true, it should be true in all cases. If it is not, only one case is enough. Some tables are drawers, so I'll draw this way. I'll keep the drawer away. Keep in mind I could have drawn the drawer this way, but I still choose to draw it this way because I told you if it is true, it should be true in all cases. If it is not, it should be only one case enough. Okay, all drawers are shells, so all drawers are shells, so I'll draw shells in this manner. All right, now let's see. Some shells are tables. Now shell, drawer, wherever drawer was, shell wouldn't have, like shell would have to go through tables because drawer and table have an intersection. So one follows definitely. Okay, some drawers are chairs, so it doesn't follow because we can actually draw it this way, but I can draw it this way and say it follows, but again the intention is if it is false, it should be false in one case and that's enough. So it's false in this case, so it's gone. 2 doesn't follow. Some shells are drawers, definitely follows. So because if all are there, some are there. Okay, so 1 and 2 follow. So the answer is 1 and 3. Sorry, 1 and 3 follow. Sorry for that. 1 and 3 follow. Perfectly fine. Okay. All trees are flowers. Some flowers are leaves. All trees are flowers. Flowers. Some flowers are leaves. Leaves. Okay. No leaf is bud. No leaf is a bud. So I'll draw bud here. Okay. Bud is outside. Okay. So no leaf is a bud. Okay. Keep in mind, if it is true, it should be true in all cases. Your intent here in syllogisms is not to accept a conclusion. Your intent should be trying to find a rejection to it. Keep that in mind. Okay. So no flowers is bud. No flowers is bud follows. Yeah, definitely. But think about it. I'm saying no leaf is a bud. So bud cannot go to leaf, but bud could have gone here. Okay. No flower is bud doesn't follow. Okay. Because bud could have been some. I told you it should be false only in one case, and that should be enough. Okay. Some birds are flowers. Some birds are flowers. Again, I told you it could have been this way, and you would have got that correct. But your intention is to reject the statement. So here clearly in this variation of a diagram, in this variation you've rejected it. Okay. So it doesn't follow. Some leaves are trees. Some leaves are trees. I have leaves here. Okay. And I say some flowers, and in this case itself it doesn't follow. So the answer is none of them follows. Okay. So none of these. Perfectly fine. So you can just do it in that manner. A very simple 30-second question. Now this is an RC, so we'll leave the RC. Yeah, it's an RC. So we'll leave the RC straight. Okay, and we'll just note the question numbers down. The RC is from 165, 150 to 165, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it's from 150 to 165. 151 to 165, 15 questions of RCs. So I'll say 151 to 165. It's RC. And I'm done with round 2. This is my round 2 decided now. Okay. I don't think anything is there beyond this. Okay. This is going to be my round 2. So we'll talk about round 2 also. Now again, no, we have one more thing. We have a caselet. 8 executives. Okay. A caselet till 170. So I'll just make a note of that too. 166 to 170 is a caselet. We'll not touch that. Okay. So these things will not touch in the first round. All right, so let's go ahead. 171. Letter symbol code. I am sure you can do this. It's very simple. Just look at these rules and remember them. First is odd, last is even. Okay, first is odd, last is even. First and last both are even. First and last are odd. Okay, so here you have first and last both are even. What to do for that case? Both are to be coded for the first digit. First digit is 2. 2 is F. So FF. So the option should have F and F starting in the end. Okay, just confirm the remaining because none of these. Okay, you may have none of these. So that's precisely very straightforward. Okay, now this is like relationship between x and y. So for example, let's say first question I'll solve. Square root of 64. What is square root of 64? Square root of 64 is 8. So x is 8. Okay, keep in mind square roots are always positive. Okay, they're not negative. Sorry for that sign. They're always positive. Y is minus 2 cube. So y is going to be minus 8. Yeah. What do you think? X is more than y? Yes, x is more than y, and that's precisely the option. Option 1. X is more than y. All right. So let's say something like this. 15 raised to 3.5 is x. And 5 raised to 7.5 is y. Okay. So I have 15 raised to 3.5 and 5 raised to 7.5. Okay. Pretty cool. I mean, not a big deal again. Okay. How do you do this? 15 raised to 3.5 and 5 raised to 7.5 is as good as 15 raised to 7 under root 15 raised to 7. And this is root 5 raised to 15. Okay. Now, if you just know root 15 and root 5, root 15 is going to be around 4, and root 5 is going to be around 2. 2 raised to 4 and 5 raised to 2 raised to 15. Obviously, 4 raised to 4 is not as huge as this number. So the answer is definitely y is more than x. Okay. What are they saying? Yeah, same. Okay. So let's go ahead. Again, we have visual reasoning 181 to 190, it seems. In each of these questions, there are two problem figures. Yeah, 190. 181 to 190 is visual reasoning, and then you have, okay, that's fine. 181 to 190 is going to solve it later. And where is that thing gone? Okay, here. So 181 to 190. This is like too much now. Okay, but yeah, but if you notice carefully, this is like again straightforward. The suspected criminals who are accused of snatching ladies' necklaces is obviously correct. Necklaces is not going to be necklaces. Okay, yeah. No, necklaces is incorrect, by the way. Not all correct. Okay. Necklaces. So necklaces. Okay. The objective of the program is to entertain the spectator. See, is that stupid? I mean, what do I say now? Entertain this. visitors or whatever. Enforcement of laws and clean and efficient administration are the fundamental functions of government machinery known as bureaucracy. Yeah, so it should be obviously efficient administration and not efficiency administration. You're not administering efficiency, you're administering it efficiently. Okay. So yeah, we have inferences, probably true, definitely true, probably false, definitely false, and stuff like that. Let's understand that. Okay. So I'll read the passage. Okay, just focus this with me. Sub-Saharan Africa, whose GDP grew at less than three. I mean, okay, before I go here, okay, uh, inference, okay, is something that you conclude, but not definitely. Okay, all right. For example, like we have all A's are B's, and we have some B's are C's. So I say some A C is an inference because it's not true here, but you can draw it this way. So this is an inference. This is fine. And if I say no A is C, it is again an inference because it looks visible here but is not visible here. So inference is like one of those perspectives, okay, which is not definitely true. But in this question particularly, when I say which of the following inferences is, let's look at the options. Definitely true. Definitely true means it's actually not an inference, it's a conclusion. You can directly conclude that using facts. If I say probably true, it's going to be an inference. It's like the either or. Data inadequate is definitely data inadequate. I mean, there's no data mentions about it. Okay. Probably false is again an inference, but taken in a false impression. Okay, taken in the other side of it. And definitely false is you can reject the statement straight. Okay, so let's look at this. You'll understand this now. Sub-Saharan Africa, whose GDP grew at less than, I'm so sorry, I have to unzoom this for a while, whose GDP grew for less than 3% a year until 1990, grew at 5.1 in 2004 and 5.2 in 2005, projected 5.6 in fiscal 2006. In other words, India is growing at 1.5 years faster than Sub-Saharan Africa. If India is merely doing somewhat better than the worst performing region of the world, there is no reason to get euphoric. Why is the world economy faring so well? Then the world historical performance is suddenly looking good. Africans in the fragments of the uh, former Soviet Union, okay, are patting themselves on the back for reforming and becoming so efficient. The world economy has hit a golden patch, and rising global tide has lifted all boats, even the most pitful ones. India has benefited from rising tide, like all others, but it's illusionary to think that our policies and projects will always keep improving. All right. So this is talking about sub-Saharan African GDP that grows of given facts to you. Okay. And they say that India is going 1.5 years faster. So what's the big deal? Okay. Why to get euphoric? We get euphoric because our base is less. Okay. I mean, don't really get euphoric, but since our base is less, our growth looks high. Okay. So it's like 100 rupees your salary. Okay. And you increase by 25 rupees. So your growth is 25%. Okay. Yeah. But 25 rupees is too less a growth. Why is the world economy faring so well? That even the worst historical performance suddenly looking good. Okay. African fragments of former Soviet Union patting themselves on the back for reforming and becoming so efficient. World economy has hit a golden patch, and rising global tide has lifted all boats. Okay, so they're talking about the world economy, and even the most pitful ones have literally lifted all boats. Okay, India has benefited from rising tide like all others, but it's illusionary to think that our policy and project will always keep improving. So they're talking about it's an illusion to think that it'll always keep moving up. Okay. Now let's look at the statement. India's economy is way above the low-performing countries. Okay, now here, India's economy is way above. What are they saying? India is just going a 1.5 years faster, merely doing something better. Since it is not giving any facts, it's actually going the other way around. You can definitely reject it and say that data inadequate. So sorry, definitely false. You reject it. Okay, yeah. Let's look at this again. So again, you have a passage. India economy may be able to sustain the present rate in coming years without major change in economic policies. Now, do you think it may be able to sustain the present rate of growth? What is the last statement? The last statement says what? India's benefit rising tide, but illusionary to think that our policies will always keep improving. But it will be able to make a sustainable growth. Okay. India may be able to sustain present rate of growth in the coming years without major changes in policy. That's fine because they're not talking about anything but increase. See, what the passage says is we cannot do horribly better or definitely like superb. Okay, we cannot be like jumping, okay, or maybe like shooting up our economy so easily, But maintaining that is okay. Maintaining that is fine. We had low rates. Okay, we had hardly 6.5% and stuff. Okay, we had low rate and maintaining that is perfectly okay. Yeah. So the answer is probably true. Okay, because it can be inferred in one aspect. Looking at the first two lines, we can actually conclude that. We can actually infer that. Okay. Next, in the past, the world economy has never grown at present rate. Okay. Now see, look at the third line. Why is the world economy faring so well that even the most historical performance suddenly looking good? Which means what are you talking about? They mentioned about world economy now? What is the rate of the world economy? No, they've just told you that they're just flaunting it. They're just like, they're trying to like be very pompous. So the answer is there's no mention of the data. When there's no mention of the data about the world economy and their rates, it's data inadequate. Yeah. So I think we've got that thing. All right. Okay, something like that. Okay, no, you cannot do that. You cannot have this kind of a thing where nobody has the, you know, you might not have the ability to do so. Sometimes that's the point. That's the reason why I'm saying it's not necessarily true. All right. So let's move ahead. Yeah. So I was at question number finished. No additional questions given. So that's how you solve an inference question. Okay. So when you don't have a data, say no. Now, if you notice carefully, we have finished. I mean, just counting the number of questions we haven't done yet. We haven't spoken about yet. 10, 5, 15, and 520, and then 30, and then 535, 40, 45, 45, and this is 15, 60, 65, and somewhere around 75. So I told you exact number. 75 questions you're supposed to do in the second round. Okay, and you'd be given 75 minutes for it. Imagine. Okay, because the first round your momentum should be such that you finish everything up. Okay, and then the second round is just going to be a cakewalk. All right, because second round has a little hectic things, but you'll have to make sure that you literally groom yourself up in that manner that you can solve the second round questions easily. Okay, so let's take this forward. So just a minute, I have the mouse with me. Okay, so now coming to DI. Let's say you want to solve a DI question. Okay, so you let me look at the doubts first. What are you saying? Question 48. Okay, I'm gonna do question 48. How much did you guys score in this mock? On an average, 140, 145 was a score in this mock. Since okay, fine, that's fine, sir. We'll be coming back to DI in round 2. Okay, Sanket, I'll be coming back to DI in round 2. Just a minute. Just let me start with round 2 then. Okay, so we have pretty good viewers today. 24 again. Pretty nice. Okay, we haven't like up run this event so much today. I thought mock number 4 might not be with everybody, obviously. So okay, fine. Let's go ahead. Let's go to round 2 now. So DI. Let's talk about DI first. Okay, now this is pretty simple. Let's talk. Now we have expenditure. They're saying income, expenditure, percent profit. This is the IPE graph. Okay, so income is given to you. Expenditure of company A is this particular thing, this line, which goes this way, this way, this way, and this way. Income of company A is given to you. Income and expenditure both are given to you. Profit is going to be subtraction. Okay, let's not waste time on this. Let's not go, read everything. Okay, what is the income of company B in 2000? Company B in 2000, the income they've asked. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. It seems income is basically this one. So the answer is 10. But they're saying 21 crores. No, this is percentage increase. I'm so sorry. Okay, this is percentage. I just forgot to say that. Percentage increase. Okay, y-axis. I don't have a habit of looking at y-axis. I just chucked it. Okay, percentage increase in the income. Okay, no, the percentage increase is everything, by the way, income and expenditure and everything. Okay, yeah, they've given income 1999 to 20 crores. You have 20 crores as the income and your percentage increase by 10%. So 20 crores, 10% increase is 11 by 10, and that's going to be 22 crores. Okay, and that's the answer, 22 crores. So it's incorrect. It should be 22 crores. Okay. Next, what are the expenditure of company in 1998? Expenditure of company A in 1998. 1998. Okay. Now 1998 they don't have any figures, so cannot be determined. Yeah. So straightforward. Because you have 1999 and then the further years. Okay. Which year the company A was around 90 crores? 90 crores was the income they're asking. Which year? 90 crores. So company A is the triangle. Company's income is 10 crores, 30 rise, 40 rise, and 70 rise. Let's see, 30 rise basically now currently the income of the company is 10 crores. Okay, so 10 is like a very basic number, don't even consider that. So 30 rise is basically 13 by 10. Then you have 40 rise is basically 6 by 5, 7 by 5, sorry, not 6 by 5, 7 by 5. Yeah, you want to make it 9 folds, right? You want to make it from 10 to 90. Okay, so 30 rise, 40 rise, and 70 rise, 70 rise. So 70 rise is basically 17, 17 by 10, 17 by 10. Okay, or okay, now we'll have to approximate this. I'll tell you how to approximate. Then you have 75 and then you have 80. 75 is basically 7 by 4, and then I have 80, which is nothing but 9 by 5. Yeah. Now I want to make it 9 folds, which means when this is multiplied to 10, this number should be basically 9. Okay. So let's see where 9 reaches. Now this is here very clear. Like you can just you don't want to cancel anything here. Just leave it like that. 91 by 50. 91 by 50. You can say 100 by 50 two times. So I have 2 here. Look at the way I'm calculating. This is 2 here. This is 17 by 10. 17 by 10 is 1.7. 1.7 is like 3.4. So till here I have 3.4. 3.4 into 1.7 again. 3.4 is as good as 1.5. 1.7 and consider 1.7 again. 1.7, 1.7, so 1.7 square is 2.89 and the double of it. Okay, so 3 ka double 6. So 6 is going to be here. And the 7 by 4. 7 by 4 is basically into how much? 7 by 4 is basically 1.75. Okay, 1.75. 6 into 1.5 is going to be 9. So it's approximately that year where it goes 75%. So the answer will be 2000 this year 2004, where it goes 75%. All right. So this is how you calculate in DI. You don't literally go 90. You just go 13 by 10 and 7 by 10, and this is 90. 7 by 5 is going to be 91 by. So I'll take a 2 instead of 91 by 50, taking something like 19 point whatever. Okay. 18.2. Sorry. We'll instead of that take 2 directly. Okay. So 2, and then I just keep jumping like that. So 35. Here what I did was 34. I already had and multiply 17. So 34 square is 289. 289 and 2 is around 6 because 3 into 2. Okay. 6. That way I got 6 here, and then 6 into 1.5 is 9. So obviously 9. Done. Okay. Next question. How much percent profit of company A in 2000? So company A in 2000. First, let's find the income of company A in 2000. Now 2000 company A rises by 30%. It's going to be 13 crores is the income. Okay. Expenses of company A go by 50%. Is going to be 7.5. So 13 crores is the income. Expenses 7.5. So your profit is 5.5. Okay. What do you want profit percent? Profit percent is profit upon, giving you here, profit upon expenditure into 100. What is the expenditure? 7.5. So it's going to be 75, 55. So it's going to be 11 by 15 precisely. 11 by 15 is around, let's say, 10 by 15. You can do that. So 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is somewhere around 66%. Slightly less than 66%. I'm sorry. There's some fumble here. So income of company 13 crores and expenditure of company grows by 50%. 50%, this is the expenditure, right? Yeah, expending 50%. 7.5 crores. 13 crore will be the income, 7.5 crores. So the difference is 5.5 crores. 5.5 crores on 7.5 crores. Okay, I guess this is an incorrect question again. Yeah, so it's not 42 3 by 10. It is none of these. Okay, or it should be like 66% around that number. Okay, because 11 by 15 is as good as 66%. Okay, coming there, guy. All of you coming there. Bye. What is the profit of company B in 2001? Profit of company B in 2001, same, you can calculate, just very simple, not a big deal. You have to actually find the profit number. Okay, that's not a big deal. Something different, if I get, I'll just go through it. How much income in 2002? Same thing. Income you've been asked. You'll grow it twice. 2002, right, in A. So 30, 40, and 70. You'll actually have to multiply and check. Okay. So I'll just do it. Okay. Income A is what, 10. So it goes by 30, 40, and 17. Okay. So this is basically 100. This is the answer 10, 10. Okay. So there's 50 left now. Okay. Precisely. Just have to multiply 13, 17. So 13, 17 is 15 square minus 2 square. Okay. Which is 221. 221 7 is like 7 stable. 7, 4, 1 carry, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4, 5 by 5. Okay. Because in denominator is 50. So I'll just take 5. Okay. Dividing by 5 is actually doubling the number and shifting decimal. Okay. Dividing by 5 is just double the number. So I have what, double the number. 47's double is 94. And 50's double is 30. Okay. And I shifted decimal. So 3094 some. Okay. 3094 option 3. And that's it. Okay. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead. What is the income of around 76 crores? Same as the previous question that I've solved. Okay. So that way I can actually finish my DI like very simple. Okay. It's very simple. As I mentioned earlier, if you use my calculation techniques in DI, you will never fail in DI. Don't worry about it. Right, let's go to the next thing. So now once I'm done with one DI, I may go to visual or I may go to RC, whatever I feel like, or I may go to a caselet. So let's say I'm somebody who wants to do, okay, one more tip here, keep visual reasoning. Okay, visual reasoning, don't do it at the end, don't do it at the start, but visual reasoning, do it in shots of 10. Don't do it in shots of 5 because your mind has to be in sync with the entire thing. Okay, so always do visual reasoning shots of 10. We'll keep a visual reasoning lecture specially. Okay, maybe day after tomorrow, maybe on a Friday or something. Okay, so Friday, or let's say somewhere like Sunday or maybe Monday, whenever. Okay, I'll inform you, but before the next week starts. Okay, basically early next week, Monday itself. Okay, or this weekend or something, but we'll keep visualizing specially for it. Okay, we'll solve all visualizing questions, okay, that you have doubts in and stuff like that. Okay, we'll solve basically 50 to 100 questions, don't worry. Okay, then moving ahead. So visualizing you're supposed to do in shots of 10. Okay, do in shots of 10, because if you do 5, you might not be able to focus well and you might not be able to get the answer so soon. Okay, so when you do shots of 10, it's much easy. And recommended, don't do all 30 together. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Now the questions that we've left. Okay, for example, DI again. See, DI again. For which program? Now this is like number of candidate registers are, A is appeared and P is passed. This kind of a table is very easy. Okay, don't worry about it. So you just need to know addition a little bit here and there. Addition, I've taught this to you in class, but still, okay, like for example, I want to add 22, 38, 45, 55, 67, 83. How do I add? I don't add it this way, like the way you did in school. Okay, school is just for fun. If you want to attend, you should have. If you don't, it's fine. Big deal. Okay, just add this way. Pair up numbers that give you a 10 at the back. So 2 and 8 is a 10, 5 and 5 is a 10, 7 and 3 is a 10. When you add and give a 10, you get a carry ahead, right? So you have 2, 3, 6, 4, 5, 10, 6, 8, 15, 15, 15, 10, 25, 31, 310 is the answer for this. Okay, this is how you add pretty fast. Okay, so I'll give you one more example. Let's say I want to add 41, 68, 27, 36, 45, 44, 63, 22 and 99. Okay, so I'll make pairs that give me a 0 at the back. Okay, so precisely I've covered all the units place possible. That makes it easy. So it gives you a 0 for sure, except for this 5 which doesn't have a pair. However, we have 2 8 here, we have 9 1 here, we have 7 3 here, and we have 2 4 and 6 here. Okay, so if I have 4 and 6, I get a 10. So 3 4 becomes 8. 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 1 8. Then I have 8 2, so I have 6 into 8 plus 1 9. Then I have 9 and 4 13 plus 1 14. And then I have 2 and 7 and 3, which is again 2 and 8 9. 9 9 is 18 and 18 is 26. 26 and 4 is 14 is 40. 40 plus 4 is 44, and the 5 for the 44 45. That's the answer for this. Okay, that's precisely add. Addition kind of tables are very simple. Okay, let's go to the table. For which program there seems to be a fixed number decided to pass for different years. Fixed number decide 400 400 410. No, 50 55 90 110. No, 20 20 20 30 30 65. Let's check the registered. Yeah, this shows a fixed number, so the answer is C. Okay, next, for program A, what is the percentage of passed over registered in 2002? Now this is very simple. 2002 program A passed over registered 550 over 800. Okay, so it's 550 over 800. 0 0 cancels. 11 over 16. Okay, 11 over 16 is going to be around should have a 0.125, 0.375 divided by 4 kind of a thing. Okay, so if I have 1100 over 16, because 11 into 16 into 100, this 100 will cancel this by 4 and this by 25. Okay, precisely, but not 25 literally. Okay, so when I cancel 4 here, it's not going to be like 25 at the end. It's going to take from 11 as well. So canceling 4 will give you 2, and then 330, and then 7, and then 5. 275 by 4. 275 by 4 is around 6 point something. So 60 point something, 60.34 is perfect. That's the answer, fourth. For program B, which year percentage increase registered previous year is the maximum. For program B registered, you have to find out which year is the maximum. Just look at program B, 100, 110, 10 increase, 50 increase, 40 increase, 110 increase, and 50 increase. So basically, if you notice, this is hardly an increase because 10 is hardly an increase. 50 on 110 is a decent increase. That's how we calculate increase. 50 on 110 is a decent one. And there's one more. 110 on 190 is also nice. 110 on 190 is also nice because it goes from 300 190 to 300. Rest all is like stupid. So either of these 2 years it'll be okay. Now if you notice carefully, 9's half, 19's half is 9.5, and 11 is slightly more than this. Okay, 11 is slightly more than 9.5, so this is a higher percent, more than 50%. 11's half is 5.5 and 5 is below it. Okay, so this is less than 50%. This is more than 50%. So the answer is definitely 192 300, which is year 2002. Okay, yeah, 2002. How much is the difference between number of appeared and passed for D for the given years? Okay, appeared and passed for D. Appeared and passed for D. All right, so sorry for this. Okay, here. How much difference appeared passed for D? So appeared and passed for D. In this case, 30. This is 320. This is 2. I just write the numbers down. So I have 30. Then I have 320 because I have to add everything. Okay. 320. The advantage is the numbers end in 0. So that's the best part. 230. 230. So I'll just cancel the zeros for a while. This is 320. Okay. 32, I'll say. This is what for 36. Then we have 31. Then we have next is 36, and then we have 31. Okay. Yeah, 31. No, not 31. 29 actually. 29. And then we have lastly the last one, appeared and pass. This is again 29. Okay. So 29, 29, 58, 58, and this is 32. So 8 and 2 is 10. 2 is 4 and 3 7. So 80. 80 hona chahiye. This is 9. This is 3. 3 we'll consider later. This is going to be like 59. And this 3. So 62. 80 and 62 is 142. Okay. So 1420 should be the 161. I'm so sorry. 80 and I just missed out on something, it seems. Whatever. So 162 is the answer precisely. Okay. And that's how we're supposed to solve subtraction questions. Okay. Basically all we'll do is like just 30, and this is 320, and this is 23, and this is 36, and this is 21, sorry, 29, and then this is like 29 again. So that's how you add everything up and then get the answer. Straightforward. Okay. Since question are scattered everywhere, such type questions, so we lose time and take a lot of time for that. Not really, Sushant, because ideally in CET questions will be like in sync, like the way 5 5 5 5 5 and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, Omar, I'm coming there. Let me just give me some time. I'm coming there. Don't worry. Okay. So let's go ahead. Same thing in the last question. That's not a big deal. Okay. Don't leave any question, by the way. Okay. Do not leave any question. Visual reasoning, I think I'll do it in a short of 10 later. Let's move ahead. Yeah, Dheeraj, we'll do visual reasoning on the same lines as we do in the mocks. And precisely, I'd henceforth when I say visual reasoning, I'm going to do it only from the mocks. Okay. So all the mock questions will be discussed one by one. Okay. But that sessions will be meant for visual reasoning only. That's the point. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's see one more question. Okay. Let's see if we can solve this question. Let's see. Let's take it ahead. So yeah. So assumptions we've done is pretty straightforward. Okay. We actually have written the question numbers down, but I'm not doing it. I'm just going one by one so that if I can see if I've missed something up. Yeah, DS we've done again. So 117 was a doubt. So we're coming near to that. Omar, 117 you say. Okay. 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 That's DI. So I'm just trying that. Okay. Let's go for it. Different performance analysis by 500 employees, respective ratio of rural and urban posting. Okay. 3:7, 1:1, whatever. Okay. So I have ratings. I have ratings as A plus. Just doing this one full round. A plus is 4%. B plus is 8%. C plus 6%. Sorry, not B plus, is B minus is 6%. I'll zoom this. Okay, so B minus is 6%, A minus 37%, B plus is 20%, and B is 15%. All right, and I have the ratings of okay. So now let's go to the question. So basically, this pie chart shows the distribution of people. Okay, there how many people are there? 5,000 people, and this shows the ratio. Very simple, a very straightforward one. Okay, let's look at it. How many have rating B and below? Okay, B and below in rural they've got how many employees in rural? So now rural and urban, this rural, this urban. B and below. B and below is B minus and C. What is B minus? B minus is 8% and C is 6%. Okay, but that 8% are different distribution and 6% are different distribution. Okay, so I'll just say 8% and 6%. This is what B and C. B minus and C. Sorry. Okay. Now look at the ratio given to you: 5:3, 8:7. 5:3, 8:7. Okay, for the rural. Okay, for the rural is 5:3, 8:7. Okay, Now 5 to 3 for 8 is going to be straight away 5%. Okay, so 5% of 5,000, 0 cancel with 5, 250. Okay, 8 and 7 is basically 15 parts. 15 parts, if you add 6 and 15 parts, you get 6 by 15 per part. 6 by 15 to 8, basically it's the same thing, ratio thing, into 5,000. 50 I'll take because I need not write percentages anymore. This cancels 3 2, this cancels 3 5, this cancels 10, this is 80. So total is 330. Okay, these are the rural people, 330. Okay, so just a minute, I think there's a discrepancy in the answer. B minus and C, right? So B minus is 8% and C is 6% of 5,000. Yeah, that's fine, that's perfectly fine. So the answer is given incorrectly. Yeah, the answer is incorrect, by the way. So B minus and C, 5,000 employees is perfectly fine. Okay, so B minus is 8. I'll just repeat this method. 8%, 5 to 3, 8 parts, you divide 8% in, so one part is 1%, so 5% is straight. 6%, 6 by 15 into 8, because 8 is rural, and then you can say 50 because percentage, you need not write it all the time. Okay, so this is the first time I'm doing this in front of you. So now when you see such questions, you know that. Now second question onwards, I'll do it differently. What is the overall rural urban posting ratio respectively? Okay, overall rural urban posting ratio respectively, and the options given to you are in 125, 137, etc., etc. Okay, so when you solve this kind of a DI set and you find the overall rural urban posting ratio, you're supposed to leave such questions, but still we'll come back to it after we solve the remaining questions of the same set. Okay, let's look at it. With the following ratings have more urban posted employees got than that of rural. Which of the following ratings have more urban than rural? Okay, now this is straightforward. More urban than rural. Okay, basically the ratio should be more, nothing else. Okay, so you can just check directly, and that way you can just actually get the answer. If you look at it, 377, 233, and there's nowhere. That's it. A and A plus and A minus. Okay, because the total number of people will remain the same, right? The total number of people, as in A plus, let's say A plus is what, 4%. 4% of 5,000 is 200. Now in 200 people, if you divide 3 and 7, obviously 7 is higher. So you can just see the numbers and get the answer. Okay, so see, when you have a difficult question like that, you also have an easier one like this. Okay, this is very straightforward. All right, so let's move ahead. Next question. What are the difference between urban and rural? We've got A minus and higher. A minus and higher. Now what is A minus? I'll write the numbers down. So A minus is 4%. You don't have to actually write the number down, by the way. You have to do it mentally. A minus is no, A minus 37%. You have to actually do it mentally. It's easier. Okay, 37%, A minus. Here I'm dictating and writing it to you, explaining it to you. That's why I have to just write it down to explain. A is 10%. So what we do in CAT and stuff is like this. You just do it orally. So we said 10% is 500 and then divide A and stuff like that. Okay, A plus is 4%. The ratio for 37%, A minus, the ratio is 2:3, which is 5 parts basically. Okay, the ratio for A 10% is 1:1, which is equal division, 5%. And the ratio of A plus is 3:7, which means 10 parts, so 0.4%, 1.2%. What do you want? Rural? You want difference between them. Okay, so you want difference between these two guys. Okay, now let's talk about first. This is a difficult number. So 37 into 5, because 5,000, so 55, same thing. 37 5 is 370 is half. 370 is half is 185. So I have 1850. Okay, total number of people. Okay, now 1850, if it is this 37% of 5,000 is 1850. 1850 is total. Okay, so total you have to divide in 5 parts. So one part is going to be division of this is going to be 3 5 are 15, and then a 35, 370, right? Yeah, 370. One part is going to be 370. Oh, even better, I'll show you a better method. Now 37% of 5,000, right? Just because numbers are in place, percent cancel, 0 cancel, so I get 37 into 50. Divide this into 5 parts. You'll have to divide this into 5 parts, per part 10, so one part is 370, and one part is nothing but the difference between these two, so 370 is the difference. 10% is equal, so there's no difference. 4% in how many parts? 10 parts. Okay, so I have 4%. Again, 10 parts is an advantage. By the way, beautiful set. I'll acclaim this set as beautiful set because the number given 5,000. They played really smart with this. So ratio is easy to calculate. Okay, now 3 and 7 is 10 parts. So one part is going to be 5. If one part is 5, if one part is going to be 5 in the sense not 5, 20. One part is going to be 20. This is going to be 4 into 50 into, I mean, this number 200 is supposed to be divided into 10 parts. So per part comes to 20. So one part is 20. The difference is 4, so 80. So total difference is 370 and 80, 450. So I'll repeat the entire thing for you. A minus whatever, and A, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter what the notations are. 37%. The ratio is 3 is to 7. If I'm not wrong. No, 2 is to 3. Sorry, 2 is to 3. The ratio is 2 is to 3. 10%, the ratio is 1 is to 1. And the last is 4%. The ratio is 3 is to 7. Now, when I say I want to find the difference, I need not calculate how many are rural, how many are urban. You can just say difference of this is going to be one part of the ratio. Difference is going to be 0 parts of the ratio. Difference is 4 parts of the ratio. Now, the number given to you total is 5,000, which is beautiful. Okay. Now, 5,000 you can divide in 5 parts easily. Okay. So, when I say 37% of 5,000, okay, it's going to be a two-step thing. Once cancel off, cancel percent, cancel 2 zeros. So I'm left with this much. Now to divide this into 5 parts. Now this is a 50 given to you. 15 5 parts gives you one part of 10. So every part is going to be of 370 in this case, and the difference is one part anyway. In case of 4%, now 4% is going to be 4% of 5,000, which is nothing but 0 cancels, and you have percent cancels. So you have 200. Basically, don't write 200. So you can say it is 4 into 50. Don't even multiply that. Divide it into 10 parts. Divide into 10 parts, you get per part is 5. So one part is going to be 4 into 5, which is 20. You want 4 parts to be the difference, so 80. So total difference 450. Wonderful. So now we come to a very excellent conclusion. You can actually divide this ratio into the total number of employees given to you. All right. Now let's see if we can actually find out which is the following total ratio and stuff like that of everything. Okay. Let's see. All right. So let's start with this. So the difference between the last question, it was okay. This one. What is the overall urban and rural posting ratio? So I'll 3 is to 7, 1 is to 1, 2 is to 3, everything. Okay. So I started this. A plus is 4%. We just found out parts of these guys at least. So these guys, we know one part is how much and all that. Okay. So in this case, you have 2 is to 3. We just found out one part is 370. So two parts is going to be 740, 37 threes are, 37 twos are, sorry. And 37 threes are, 37 threes are is precisely 111. Okay. Beautiful number 37. Okay. So 1110 by the way. Okay. Then we have A is 1 is to 1, 1 is to 1 is equal division. So A is basically 5% of 5,000, which is 250 each. Okay. 5% of 5,000 is 250 each. 0 cancel, and you have 250. All right. Then we have A minus 2 is to 3, 5 parts. We just found out the A minus part. A minus 1 part was 20. So we have 3 parts is going to be 60, and 4 parts is going to be, sorry, 2 is to 3. Just a minute. 3 is to 7, right? 3 parts is going to be 60, and 7 parts is going to be 140. Okay, that's what A is to B is like. Then you have B plus 3 is to 2. 3 is to 2 again. 5 parts is going to be same as A is to B. It depends on the number you have. B plus you have 20 guys. 20% guys. 20% of 5,000. Okay, 0 cancel. This cancels. You have 1,000 left. Okay. Now you want to divide this into 5 parts again. So per part is going to be 200. So 600 and 400. Okay, like this, I think it gets a little easy and straightforward, and then you can take it ahead. Yeah. So that's the point. Such type would take a long time? Not really. Only one question is taking a long time. Otherwise, I've given you shortcuts on a lot of things. Anyway, so you cannot leave anything, Priyanka. That's my worry. You cannot leave anything, because if you leave, you'll not get any college. Trust me. You'll not. Wellinker is going to be a little difficult too. If you leave certain things, because it's simple. If you leave a 40 marker, okay, as I explained earlier in one of the slides, okay, if you leave a 40 marker, okay, you get 160. Your accuracy size 120 you'll get, and plus bluff you'll get 10 maximum. I told you MS Dhoni gets 20. So I have 140, and 140 in such a paper, which you can actually attempt 160. Okay, it seems very difficult to get an admission into. Okay, if you had a paper which is like last year's or maybe a little difficult, in that case you'll attempt only 140, and then your accuracy sake you'll get 100, and then you bluff, you get again 10. So 110. 110 is not going to get you Wellinker. Okay, you have to attempt every question. Every question should be looked at once. Okay, so let's move forward. So this is how I think you should take your mocks. Okay, all the time. Your DI sets. I'm sure I've cleared your 117 wala doubt. Okay, so 117, 118, whatever. Okay, so just look at it. So that's it precisely. 117 is solved, right? So let's go ahead. Let's solve another DI set. Okay. So now let's say caselets. Now caselets, you have circular arrangements or whatever. Okay. Uh, you actually do this. It's a very straightforward one again because it is like very small data. Keep in mind, the lesser data you have in caselets, the easier the caselet is obviously. Okay. So 8 executives are sitting and D is immediately left of Q. Only R is between K and E, B is between E and M, and A is to the left of K. It's fine. Very. You can do it very coolly. Not a worry at all. You can just actually try this. Okay. For every the intention here is, if we can do 120 questions at the start, which I just mentioned, in this case we have 125. If you do those questions in a matter of 75 minutes, the best part is for a DI set like 116 to 120, you get 5 minutes for the entire set. Okay. And like question number 118 and question number 119 are so easy, okay, that you can solve them in like 10 seconds per question. Okay. And the last question that I just showed you about 5,000 and how do you divide in parts can also be solved in around 30 seconds now. So still for the first two questions that were difficult or whatever, you still get a lot of time. You know, that's the point here. So every question of this particular set, you get the remaining 75 questions, you have 75 minutes. That's the intention. Every question you can spend a minute on. And that's why it's so lovely, okay, to have this kind of a strategy. All right. So digit symbol code is fine. We have more of DI, it seems. Yes, we should have DI at the end. And no, we don't have DI at the end. That's it precisely. Two sets of DI. One set I think I have left somewhere. That's okay. So you know what? That's what to do exactly. So what we'll do right now is we'll just like finish this off. So with two things I want to discuss. Okay, now I'll tell you the agenda. Okay, two things I want to discuss. Okay, one is visual reasoning. I want to take a special lecture for it, like entire day, entire session of 1.5 2 hours. Okay, one is this, and one is verbal ability. Okay, these two things will be doing it. Uh, Either one of them will be done this week on Friday or Thursday or tomorrow, which means, and the other thing would be done in the first day of the next week, Monday. Okay, so you can just inform your friends. You can just tell me how was this discussion, okay, and just tell me how the scores were improved and stuff like that. Okay, and we'll do an extensive event again. Okay, maybe we'll do it tomorrow, maybe we'll do it next week. So for now, I just tell you one thing, that the takeaway from this class is, number one, do mocks in 2 rounds. Okay, if you don't want to do it 2 rounds, you want to actually not somebody just told me such questions are scattered and we might take a lot of time for it. In that case, I just recommend you one thing: do not do DI, do not do visuals, do not do caselets, and do not do RCs in the first round. Do everything you else you want to. So there's no scattering here. You're basically rejecting these areas. Okay, and number three, okay, in the second round, first round, whatever questions you do, make sure you do questions in 75 minutes, so that for the above areas you get 75 questions, 75 minutes, which is 1 minute a question. All right. And number four, don't bluff. Final advice from my side: don't bluff. Don't ever bluff. If you don't have time, manage time, but don't bluff. All right, don't think of bluffing, because bluffing is not going to give you anything. All right, nobody in my, you can actually contact these guys. They're on my Facebook page and everywhere. Arjun Vishwanath, you can contact. Okay, you can contact Abhishek if you want to. Abhishek Rathi, he's got a like brilliant job now. Okay, he's already like passing out final year. You can contact Rohan Ahire. Okay, you can contact Aneri. Any of these guys you want to. Ask these guys how many questions they bluff. They'll say zero. Okay, they've got a JB only because they've attempted 200 on 200, and that is what you should do. You should attempt 200 on 200, so that your accuracy sake gets cut down to 160, and then finally you get through by 145, 150. Are we clear? So that's precisely the motto. Okay, so even if accuracy is on a toss and you do some questions incorrectly, silly mistakes, you can still manage 150 if you attempt 200. Okay, that's the motto precisely, okay, for the entire class. All right, are we clear? So there are different caselets. Please take a workshop for that. Yeah, I'll do that, Priya. Jai Mata Di A, Bum Bole B. I am Dadaji. Very nice. I am Dadaji. I'm proud of you. Okay. If you're Dadaji, then I'm probably great grandfather. Okay, yeah. Anyway, but in the first phase of the 120%, there is a possibility of getting like less accuracy if the paper will be tough. In that case, Neha, you have to work on your feet. Okay. In that case, you'll have to instantly decide what to do. Okay. What's second round? Second round is basically okay. Sunny is just joined. He's saying what second round. Sunny, you may just get back to the entire thing. Again, I mean, after I stop the broadcast, it will be up on YouTube like, as a video. Okay. Yeah, I'll be taking one session on caselets for sure. Okay, so Sunny, you can just go through that. What is second round? I understand. Okay, so we've solved the entire mock almost, except for visuals and caselets, and that's it for now. So I'll see you soon. Have a nice time, guys, attempting the mocks. Let me know what your scores were. Let me know did you improve or not. Okay, let me know if my strategies work. You can drop a mail to me. Okay, at www.numbers.com. Okay, I have my website up and running. So I have numbers.com, numberrs.com. You can also mail it to me if you want to. You can actually follow me on Facebook. Okay, so that you keep updates. You will keep getting updates. You can subscribe to this channel, by the way, so that it's helpful whenever we have a live event. We'll have live events continuously till the 14th of March morning, basically 13th midnight or 13th early morning, 14th early morning, where I just like when you wake up, I'll just give you a few tips of what to do now. Okay, so we'll have it till that time, so don't worry about it. We'll have this constantly till 14th of March. Okay, so that you'll keep getting updates. Subscribe with the channel and you'll keep getting updates. All right, so thank you very much. Have a wonderful night ahead. Thank you. Enjoy yourself thoroughly. Please write one mock a day from tomorrow. Actually, write two mocks a day. People who are not working, okay, you should write two mocks a day from tomorrow. Write mocks till like 12th March. Okay, till 12th March. Now today is 4th and till 12th is going to be 9 days. So you can actually write down 9 into 2, 18 mocks total. Okay, this is an entire test series. If you want, you can purchase my test series. Okay, it's available. So you can just drop me a message. My contact number is 99209 35456. You can just drop me a message. Okay, and my name is Rohan Rawal. Obviously, you know that now. Still. Okay, so that's it for now. So we're making a special JB batch very soon. So my students, current students, we are have a JB batch tomorrow, starting tomorrow actually. Okay, we'll talk at length. Okay, thank you very much. Have a brilliant time. Thank you. What doubts? What doubts? Chocoholic dude. Which doubts? You've sent me doubts, I know, but then I think I've cleared majority of them. If not, if they've not been cleared, then you may wait for my caselets and visual reasoning thing videos. Okay, because I guess your doubts are from my mocks itself, so that's not a problem. Okay, chalo. Thank you. Have a brilliant time. Okay, please keep logging in. Okay, we'll come tomorrow again. Uh, Tomorrow again we may have a change of time or something, but we will have a session for sure. Okay, so we'll be updating you. You can follow our Facebook page for the same. All right. So one last thing, guys, for the mocks. For the mocks, I'd say one last thing. Okay. Tomorrow's agenda, I'll be letting you know. It'll be there on my Facebook. Okay, don't worry. How can we analyze if we're giving two mocks a day? You can actually analyze if you're giving two mocks a day, because analysis takes 3 hours and mock writing take 2.5. So you're supposed to study for 16 hours a day if you write at home and doing nothing. I mentioned it specifically. If you're doing nothing, only then do that. Okay. So precisely, I'd set a timetable like this. So let's say 8 a.m. you wake up. Okay. Now, I'm not give you like you have brush, you brush your teeth, you have a food, breakfast, blah blah blah, all that bullshit. Okay, I'm not gonna give you that. That go for a walk and all that crap. 10 a.m. to let's say 12:30. People who have slots during the day. Okay, write it at this time or whatever. Whenever your slot timings match, you write a mock here. Okay. Obviously, one, you're out of it. You're just revising. I mean, looking at your scores and everything. Okay. So from 1 till 3, you can analyze. Okay. Don't give me excuses like how can we do it if we're not you know like how can you do two mocks, how can you analyze? I mean, you can do everything and anything you want to. Okay. There have been students who are writing 3 mocks a day. Come on, Prathamesh Demla wrote 3 mocks a day for 7 days back to back. Okay. Anyway, so then from, let's say you take a rest for 2 hours, you want to go out or something, you want to meet your friends and stuff, or you want to go out for a longer time, or maybe like you can just delay this time a bit. Okay, 1 to 3 instead of 1 to 3, you can just do it from like 2 to 5 or something. Okay, and then go out, chill with your friends or whatever. Come back home by 9:30, whatever, if you want to. Or otherwise, if you don't want to go out in the evening, you can just start your another mock from 7 to 9:30. okay, and then analyze from 10 to 12 and then sleep. Pretty simple. Okay, and if you come back at 9:30, let's say, okay, then then your night will get a little longer, like then your night will become like mine. Okay, so you'll have a lot to do. But you have to, the idea for CET or writing two mocks and stuff like that is, why don't we recommend the same thing for CAT and ZAT and everything? Because those papers, they need a lot of concept clarity. CET is so patterned, CET is so traditional, okay, that if you have to score a good score, you have to get in touch, be in touch with these things. Okay, you cannot just run away from it. Okay, so you have to do day and night and everything you have to do here. Okay, so I'd say, glad enough to speak to you. Thank you very much. Have a brilliant time. uh, Enjoy yourself, enjoy writing mocks.